Let's begin with what's making waves across the sim racing community. Overjump Rally isn't just another rally game, it's an ambitious love letter to the golden era of rally racing, wrapped in the high-fidelity physics and visual style of modern sim tech. Developed by the small but passionate team at Antonio Bai Studio, this game started as a personal project and has now evolved into one of the most anticipated indie racing titles of the decade. Built on Unreal Engine 5, Overjump Rally delivers jaw-dropping visual realism. Every car model, track surface, and lighting condition has been meticulously crafted to capture that gritty, unpredictable nature of rallying. We're talking volumetric dust clouds, reactive mud splatter on your windshield, and laser-scan terrain that reacts dynamically to your tires. The goal? Total immersion. But what really sets it apart is its unique inspiration, the legendary SEGA Rally Championship from the 90s. Rather than being a straight-up simulator or an arcade racer, Overjump Rally strikes a balance between old-school energy and new-school realism. It's got the physics depth of Dirt Rally 2.0, but with the soul, style, and soundtrack of a retro masterpiece. Each rally stage is handcrafted, not procedurally generated, ensuring players experience carefully designed routes with varying grip levels, weather shifts, and surface transitions. There's also full-wheel support, force feedback tuning, and confirmed VR compatibility on PC. And yes, that iconic SEGA-style co-driver callouts vibe is very much alive, with dynamic voiceovers that react to how aggressively or cleanly you're driving. For sim racing fans, Overjump Rally represents something truly rare, a game that doesn't force you to choose between pure simulation and fun. It's aiming right at that sweet spot in the middle, where technical driving meets the thrill of arcade energy. The community is excited because it brings back something modern rally sims often miss: character. The cars have personality, the tracks feel alive, and the music, pulses with the same excitement that made us fall in love with racing games decades ago. For longtime fans of SEGA Rally, Richard Burns Rally, and the early Colin McRae titles, Overjump Rally feels like a spiritual reunion with a modern twist. And let's not overlook what this means for VR drivers. Rally racing in virtual reality is already an adrenaline rush, but combining that with Unreal Engine 5 lighting, cockpit reflections, and physics-based terrain deformation? That's a recipe for total immersion. It's the kind of game that could make you feel like you're fighting your car through every corner, chasing that perfect line through mud and gravel. For content creators, this game is also shaping up to be a dream: stunning visuals, emotional sound design, and replay angles that look straight out of a high-end motorsport commercial. Now, as with any ambitious indie project, there are a few unknowns on the road ahead. The biggest question mark revolves around scope and release plans. While development is well underway, Overjump Rally doesn't yet have a confirmed launch date. The team has hinted at early access or a demo phase before full release, but nothing concrete has been revealed. Then there's the question of physics balance: will it lean more toward hardcore sim realism, or stay accessible for casual players? Striking that balance is tricky, and it'll be fascinating to see how the developers tune the handling model to satisfy both audiences. Another area to watch is content variety. We know the game will feature multiple environments inspired by classic rally locales, from European forests to desert trails, but the full car list and career structure remain under wraps. Will there be licensing deals for real-world vehicles, or will the focus stay on inspired but fictional designs? And finally, online multiplayer. Fans have been vocal about wanting competitive leaderboards and time trial modes, and while the developers have confirmed they're exploring online functionality, we're still waiting to hear how deep that system will go. So, what's the takeaway here? Overjump Rally is more than a nostalgic throwback. It's a heartfelt blend of artistry, technology, and passion for the sport of rallying. In a genre dominated by corporate-backed franchises, this indie effort feels personal, handcrafted, and refreshingly genuine. If it delivers on its promises, the visceral driving feel, the dynamic weather, the immersive visuals, and that perfect balance between sim realism and arcade flair, Overjump Rally could easily become one of the standout racing titles of the next few years. It's a project built not from marketing plans, but from pure love for the road, the sound of gravel beneath tires, and the thrill of sliding sideways through a forest stage at 100 km/h. Whether you're a die-hard sim racer or someone who grew up shouting game over, yeah, in SEGA Rally, this is a title you'll want to keep your eye on. And when it finally drops, trust me, the rally world won't be quiet.